Yeah, we'll send to order. Pledge of Allegiance. Commissioner McLean, sir. Good.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, next roll call, please.
Commissioner Egan. Commissioner McLean.
Here.
Commissioner Savoy.
Here.
Commissioner Shackleton.
Here.
And Chairman Martin.
Here. Additions, deletions to the agenda?
Mr. Chair, I would move that we approve the agenda as submitted with the exception of moving public comment and correspondence received, items 8 and 9, upward into the agenda as being 4A and B, so that we can knock those out before we go into closed sessions.
We have a motion on the table.
Support.
And support. Any discussion? All those in favor of these changes, additions to the agenda, adding 4A and 4B for correspondence and public comment? Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. All right. That being said,
Go to public comment.
correspondence. I was gonna knock out correspondence.
I don't know, is this meeting open to public physical?
We told Aaron Carter, Jim Trainer, and his wife they could not attend because we might have 10 or 15 people in the room.
How was it posted?
It was posted Zoom, right, Kelly?
I just read it too.
No, so you're the chair. Good call.
No. Here's the issue is it doesn't say you can, but it doesn't say you can't. We need to probably be more specific than next month. I'm of a mind to,
We have told 3 people, although they could not attend already.
I understand that, but we have a citizen here, and if we could just have maybe back up one row, sir?
So what we're talking about is that we've been doing these kind of mostly virtual meetings with spacing and people attending by Zoom, so we haven't had the public attend. But the chair is saying, hey, you're here, we're gonna have you attend, but we're gonna try to be appropriate and proper, keeping the virus in mind and keep lots of distance.
And I apologize, I left my mask in the truck. My wife took the truck, so stay far away.
They let you in with no mask?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right about that too.
Okay. We'll need to be more specific next month. Not anybody's fault here. We everything is new and everything is fluid during COVID. All right, we were going to go to correspondence.
I'd move that we acknowledge the correspondence received in the clerk's office and forward as appropriate.
Motion. We have support.
Support.
Motion and support to forward the correspondence received in the clerk's office to the appropriate places. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Next, public comment period. Who wants to go first?
Margaret.
I can go first if that's okay.
Ms. Mertzberger, you most certainly may.
Thank you, Mr. Martin. So my name is Maggie Merchberger and I am the 4-H program coordinator for Chippewa County. And it's been a while since I've, talked to any of the commissioners, been to a meeting for an update, but we are doing things virtually currently. And we have gone to not charging a fee for the 2020-2021 4-H year. So it is free of charge to join 4-H. And other than doing virtual programming. But the one project that I did want to mention is that I'm working on a project called the Hidden in Plain Sight. And basically what that is it is going to be outfitted as a trailer, a trailer, outfitted in a teenager's bedroom. And basically it will be open to parents and caregivers to look for drug paraphernalia, ways that they can hide things in plain sight. And just recently, I've had a couple of donations locally from a business and then one from a larger organization to get the ball rolling on this. But if possible, in the next couple months, if it's, possible for you to allow me to go into more detail on the project and do a presentation to the county commission in the future. So,
Very good. Thank you.
you're welcome. So that's all I have.
I'm sorry?
That's all I have.
As is our policy, we generally do not comment on public comment. But thank you for your time and your effort.
Thank you.
Do we have anyone else in cyber world? Okay. Sir, did you want to say something?
Somebody called in on a phone. I don't know if they're going to want to talk or not.
Oh, go ahead, sir.
I'm here for the
Pete, sorry.
closed session. I'm Tom.
Oh, gosh, Tom, jeez, oh, Pete, I need a nap. Is it?
All us bald guys look alike.
God,
Sorry, Tom, I didn't recognize you either.
I know, because you're always,
Not without the mask.
you're usually dressed like a lawyer.
Yeah.
You're dressed like a coach.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh, I need a nap. All right, do we have anybody else in cyber world? Goodness gracious. Oh. Last chance?
I don't
Any
believe
more
so.
comment? Public comment?
Did you take the person on the phone off mute just to see if they wanted to speak?
Yeah, I asked them to unmute and then someone else joined. Maybe give it a few more seconds here. See if they.
What if I run down and get Mr. Avershevsky a mask from the desk?
Yeah, but considering we're gonna be in close quarters, that's probably a good idea.
I'll do it.
Oh, I think we're good.
Okay,
Okay, all right, we've got,
that's all right, go ahead.
Okay, we got more
Yeah,
business.
yeah, no, go ahead. We've got, going once, going twice, and 3 times. Public comment is closed. That brings us then to closed session, on, our settlement strategy. Someone wanna read this, or?
Excuse me, Chair, but we need somebody to move to go into closed session.
No, that's what I mean. This was for someone to read to go into closed
Oh, I'm
session.
sorry.
Jim, it would be for the purpose of discussing,
We have two.
You know,
We have two.
today,
We
Tom,
have one
sorry.
first.
Here's the second, sorry.
You're the second one, Tom, and
I'll be happy to make the motion to go into closed session, but should we wait for Commissioner Martin? Okay, you'd like to.
Commissioner McLean?
Okay, I'm sorry, yeah. Commissioner
No, that's fine. We're,
to take the vote. Yeah, I didn't think that we were going into more of a sensitive roll call vote.
oh, that's right, it does have to be. Oh, well.
Mr. Avershevsky, they're gonna do the first one here.
yeah, I'll get out.
I don't mean to be rude, but it's a totally different
I
case.
understand the drill. I appreciate the gentleman getting me a mask, so.
He's a farmer. No mask. No
I'll
extras?
get him one from my office and you guys can do this.
Okay.
Give me a sec.
Kelly, I have disposable ones in my office here if you want to just meet me at the stairs.
Okay, thanks, Brian. I'm
Yep.
gonna close this, so someone will have to let me back in.
Okay.
Yeah, probably.
Well, you are just stirring the pot today, sir. Gosh.
You can tell the golf season's winding down.
Oh.
I think not enough hours on the links today. No opponent.
Been sitting around too much. All right.
All right. No, I've always been this way. All right, I move that we enter into closed session to discuss with the county's attorney trial and/or settlement strategy and the pending lawsuit of Keller versus Scherer et al., case number 19-15802-NO, pursuant to MCL 15.268E, as a discussion on the open record would be detrimental to our position, and also to discuss material exempt from disclosure under the attorney-client privilege, MCL 15.243(1G) and MCL 15.268H. You can tell that a lawyer wrote this. That's my motion.
Okay. Do we have support?
Support.
Support, motion and support to go into closed session over Keller and Scherer. Any discussion? Okay, your roll call vote, please.
Commissioner McLean,
Yes.
Commissioner Savoy,
Yes.
Commissioner Shackleton,
Yes.
and Chairman Martin.
Yes.
Okay, we gotta make sure, Brian, that everybody that I see on Zoom, like Sharon and anybody else listening, is muted. They can't hear what the commission says.
We're going to hold session here.
This one.
That was the plan.
This one, because Greg
Oh, okay.
can only be here remotely, where Mr. Abishevsky can be here.
Is there, I know we've had concerns in the past that there's also two-way communication between other offices. Has that also been addressed?
It's still a possibility, but I understand.
Or is it something that's been addressed for the immediate meeting?
So,
So, Brian, do you have
They're not in the
everybody,
waiting room yet.
so they can't hear the commission?
Brian was just in the hallway. You're gonna have to give him a second.
Oh, okay. No, because Brian had to run out and meet Kelly. So.
Yeah, they're not in the waiting room
Yeah,
yet.
that's fine. That's fine.
What about there was concern about there being an open line between here and the court's offices.
Yeah, that's taken care of.
That's taken
Yeah,
care of.
there's a,
Okay, all participants have been placed in the meeting room.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
the blank screen. A blank screen.
Okay, are we all set? We're in closed?
One second.
Yes.
Jim, are you ready, sir?
All right.
Is everybody muted? Kelly's got to make a phone call. You got his number?
Hold on one second, please, Greg.
Okay, no problem. And
this?
Commissioner Shackleton, a lawyer did write that motion, in fact. For very specific reasons.
Yeah, sure.
I'm going to excuse myself from the Zoom control, and I'll just hang around upstairs in the hallway. And just let me know when it's okay to resume
But you
everything.
can tell us with great confidence that everybody is in the waiting room and cannot hear or see us.
That's correct.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. So now we're open.
We're in open session, but now we need to wait and let the attendees come back in before we do anything.
Do we have another closed session?
Yes, sir. So Mr. Abishevsky's
We're
here.
gonna go ahead and open and finish.
You didn't recognize him in some
I was in my classroom this morning at 5:30.
I didn't start questioning the guy about whether he's.
Yeah, I know, you didn't know.
And the other thing is, I've only met him twice. I mean, the one time, and then one time in his office, so,
His voice was so familiar, but I didn't have enough
yeah. I just, like, I
guts to say anything because nobody else was, so I'm like, I think that's the attorney, but I didn't want to say it because.
and I had a lot of papers, correct stuff, get ready for state meeting. I was up 4:45 this morning, and I am running on fumes at this point.
See, all cops are more observant.
I had a really easy day.
You're lucky they're coming back.
I didn't have a single golfer today. I just sat around and drank coffee all day.
Oh, well, you've paid your dues with your 14-hour
Yes,
days
I
all
did.
summer, though, so that's kind of the way it works.
So you would make the next motion?
Sure. Is everybody back in, Brian,
That's it.
the public attendees?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Right.
Do you want to declare that we're in open
Okay,
session?
we are
for the
back in
council?
open session for all the people who are out there in Cyberland. We will have Commissioner Shackleton read a motion, please.
I do have a motion. I hereby move to accept the advice of counsel regarding settlement discussions of the case Keller versus Shar et al., case number 1915802-NO, within the certain parameters discussed during the closed session as part of the county's trial and/or settlement strategy.
Motion, do we have support?
Support.
Support, Commissioner McLean. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Next, we will need a motion to go into closed session pursuant to attorney-client written opinion.
I'll make a motion, we go into closed session, attorney-client pursuant to written opinion.
I'll support that, and just with a note that for those of you attending, the public, our apologies, but work requires that we go into another closed session, which the public cannot attend.
We're gonna-
Roll call.
Oh, shoot, I'm sorry.
Commissioner McLean.
Yes.
Commissioner Savoy.
Yes.
Commissioner Shackleton.
Yes.
And Chairman Martin.
Yes. Sorry.
Um,
No, we're going to close session.
Noel, his partner, and the janitors was the clock hands are too heavy. They were each about a half pound heavier than the old wooden ones. So we have to the thing we're gonna try to do is replace the hands with the light wood that they were made from a long time ago, so they balance. And we talked about, we might be able to squeeze it in this year, but the ground is getting really soft, and we'd rather wait till next summer. And that also means the sidewalk that we had planned, we're gonna wait till next summer, because otherwise the truck driving over will crack it. That's all I have.
Chairman,
Very good.
we
Yes, sir.
skipped over number 7 and we moved on to
Oh,
administrator.
Jesus. Yeah, I wrote right through it. Okay, so we will,
I move approval of the minutes then to take care of that.
Support.
motion to support approved minutes. All those, any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Motion passes. Administrator's report, shall we continue to discuss that?
Okay, just on that line,
Opposed? Motion passes. Administrator's report, shall we continue to discuss that?
Okay, just on that line, I had Kathy provide you with a copy of a resolution that Menominee County passed relative to Public Act 4590, or the bill that's in the House or in the Senate relative to that. It's talking about the emergency services, excise tax on that type of thing, a way of raising money to pay for emergency services. And it affects numbers of counties. We don't have as big a effect of that, but I would like it, I guess I would ask that at the next meeting that Jim, could you do a little research on that? And I think there's a number of resolutions out there that Kathy would have in her office that you could use. I'd like to see some kind of a resolution that we could look at and consider next time out.
In discussion of that, if I might add, there is already a room tax that the funds go to Convention and Visitors Bureau.
Yep.
And I would be interested knowing what not only our local but state CBD positions would be on this sort of thing as well.
I can tell you they oppose it already, so, but it's something.
There you go.
Do we have any idea where Max stands on this?
Pardon?
Do we have any idea where Max stands on this?
That's a good question too. That would be something.
Personally, I just don't think with this COVID-19 and people are laid off and uncertainty in the economy that we should be looking at any form of tax increase. I mean, we just waived the fees for through the health department for local businesses, then we turn around and add a tax. I just think the timing's off. The concept might be great, but the timing of it is.
The proposal is that it goes to the counties for votes by the people. So, and it's, you know, so I have no idea how it would look here, but I think it's something that UP-wide, you know, they help us out by agreeing to send resolutions in most of the time. And so I just want us to think about it. And again, I always had this idea, and Scott, I was aware of the Convention and Visitors Bureau, and they're livid about their opposition. But I'd like us to look it over and keep in mind that if it passes at the state level, it still has to pass at the local level.
You said
People
the
have to agree
CBB is
with-
literally opposed
Yeah.
to it?
Yeah.
Yep, literally opposed to it, so.
Well, you know, I know we're not even considering this tonight, but let me just add that if it went up for a vote, basically what you're doing is you're asking people, what do you think about us charging tourists a tax to help pay for our police and fire?
Yep.
Most people are gonna say, yeah, sounds like a great idea. So, you know, that's where, you know, you have to be deliberative and really look at the big picture and decide if this is a.
I think that we have to step cautiously in any kind of a tax proposal. I'm not crazy about it, but we do have numbers of townships out there that don't have real good coverage relative to ambulance service and fire service and some of the other things, so.
And there are hotels everywhere in every township and understood, and they all need protection. I also agree the timing right now with what we have going on, is just, for me, it's just not there right now, but we're also, I don't think anybody's even suggesting we're fast tracking this in any way, shape or form.
No.
We're not even gonna take a look at it probably for a month or two,
That's right.
just to take a look at it.
Okay.
I just, like I said, we've got bigger fish to fry than
Yep.
this, at this.
I agree.
Fried fish.
Oh, man, I haven't even had lunch, let alone dinner. Let's move on, shall we? All right, do we have a motion to accept the administrator's report as presented?
Don't need.
Oh, duh, no action. Hello. All right, board committee authority vacancies and announcements on page 28. These are the openings on the ancillary boards, and we're
I
gonna,
would move that we advertise and accept that these are our vacancies and start the process.
Support.
motion and support to start the process of filling our boards and committees.
Kelly, did you have anything you wanted to add there or not?
No, there's a couple notes on there that we're gonna fix a couple of things. The EDC,
Yeah.
we're gonna get that to the March 31st. We had that 12/31 in there based on an appointment from 6 years ago. We're gonna clean that up and go to the March. I already talked with Chris Olson about that. And then the other one we found out was DHHS. We changed it years ago to match our 12/31. We thought we could do that, but it's turned out we cannot. So we're a little bit behind on making that appointment, but after this, we'll be back in line. So the appointment for that actually is going to expire on October 31st. I'm checking with them to see if it's a carryover until the next appointment is made. If not, I might ask that you guys just do that appointment in December, just to, so that they're not without that board member for too long.
Very good. We have motion and support?
Yeah.
Any more discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Upper Peninsula Environmental Health Code, page 30. This is just house.
Well, it's kind of a big deal, but I think this has been through the process and I think it's ready, right? It's ready to go. Probably, everything's been addressed.
And we did fix that little hiccup
Right.
with the district soil conservation.
Oh, good,
Yeah.
good, thank you. Good. Do you have a motion yet?
So moved.
Motion?
I'll support.
Any more discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Resolution 2020-13 appreciation recognition of Cynthia Morley, page 92.
Skip C.
Gonna retire.
C.
No. C,
You skipped one.
item C.
Oh,
You
God.
don't care that, take care of that, we got no money to work with.
Okay, never mind.
I would move that we accept the resolution 2020-12 for a portion of the 2020 millages.
Support.
Motion and support. Any discussion on the villages? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Now,
Resolution,
oh shit,
Whoops.
we have to do a roll
Oh,
call.
sorry.
Go back to roll call on 2020.
Oh, you're right.
Yep. I thought so, but I'm like, well, nobody's saying anything, so we'll just move forward. Or was that what you were whispering at me, but I couldn't hear you through your chief there, Ms. Melfort?
So we'll do the roll call on 20,
We'll do 2020 first, yep.
Commissioner,
12.
Commissioner McLean,
Yes.
Commissioner Savoy,
Yes.
Commissioner Shackleton,
Yes.
and Chairman Martin.
Yes.
Can I make a comment relative to that? I want to thank Sharon for all her work in this, as usual. She does a terrific job.
All right. Next then, we would need a roll call for recognition of Mrs. Morley.
So moved.
Support.
Motion and support for a roll call appreciation and recognition of Cynthia Morley in, I believe, what, 31 years?
21.
21, sorry.
Commissioner McLean,
Yes.
Commissioner Savoy,
Yes.
Commissioner Shackleton,
Yes.
and Chairman Martin.
Yes. Next, resolution 2020-14, U.S. Senator Kerry Peters, I believe it's about Great Lakes. Is it not?
Move that resolution.
Motion? We got support. No support? There being no support, resolution is not approved. We don't do a roll call vote on that, do we? We just
No.
move forward, okay?
Couldn't take action.
Okay. Resolution 2021 borrowing resolution on 2020 delinquent taxes, page 95.
So moved.
Support.
Motion and support. Any discussion? Okay, we will need roll call vote here.
Commissioner McLean,
Yes.
Commissioner Savoy,
Yes.
Commissioner Shackleton,
Yes.
and Chairman Martin.
Yes. Next, standing committee reports, finance.
Okay,
Chairman,
bear with me, there's 5 pages here, and I'm just going to read the motions and get right to the heart of it here, so. We held the Finance Claims and Accounts Committee meeting October 8, 2020, and all board members were present with the exception of Commissioner Tom Regan. Approval of the agenda was moved by Commissioner McLean, supported by Commissioner Martin to approve the agenda as amended, adding 6-12-1 bell tower repairs on voice vote and motion carried. I would so move.
Support.
good support, thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Public comment, there was none. Correspondence and informational items were discussed. Agenda items, committee held a brief discussion on various executive orders. Sheriff's Department events, Stone Garden parts, it was moved by Commissioner McLean, supported by Commissioner Martin to approve and authorize fronting $7,500 to purchase parts for Stone Garden pickup truck, with the monies being reimbursed on voice vote. Motion carried. I would move.
We have motion?
Support.
Motion and support, Stone Garden. Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion passes.
50th Circuit Court was moved by Commissioner Martin, supported by Commissioner Shackleton to approve and authorize the acceptance of the FY 2021 hybrid DWI-drug court grant an amount of $53,500. And voice vote, motion carried, I would move.
Support.
Motion and support for the fiscal year 2021 hybrid DWI drug court. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes.
91st District Court FY 2021 hybrid DWI drug court and adult mental health court.
Oh, those are the awards.
Yeah, the award.
I would move that we're moving to accept it, right? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I'll make the motion.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Oh, I made support, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, support. Motion passes. Next.
Aaron Yates, $26,000 subcontractor contract moved by Commissioner McLean, supported by Commissioner Shackleton to approve and authorize acceptance of the FY 2021 hybrid DWI/drug court, $54,000, the adult mental health court for $76,700, the subcontractor contract to Aaron Yates, amount of $26,000, all as presented on a voice vote. The motion carried, I would move.
Support.
Motion and support. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Chippewa County Courts Coronavirus Emergency Supplementary Funding, moved by Commissioner Martin, supported by Commissioner Shackleton to accept and authorize coronavirus emergency supplemental funding, $56,108.47, which is reimbursement only grant through the Michigan State Police and the Department of Justice. On voice vote, motion carried, I would move.
Support.
Motion and support, Chippewa County Courts. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes.
MIDC Public Defender contracts, moved by Commissioner Shackleton, supported by Commissioner Martin to approve and authorize the FY 2021 legal services contract for Diane Marie K. PLC, WMH Hollaboom, JD PLLC, and Dyke Justin as presented. Voice vote, the motion carried, I would move.
Support.
Motion and support for the public defender contracts. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Central
Motion passes.
Dispatch was moved by Commissioner McLean, supported by Commissioner Martin to approve the FY 2021 Annual Emergency Management Performance Grant as presented on voice vote. Motion carried, I would move.
Support.
Motion and support for 2021 EMP grant. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Informational Systems Virtual Infrastructure Replacement, $48,666, moved by Commissioner McLean, supported by Commissioner Martin to approve and authorize a quote from ES Tech to provide a new virtual server to budget $48,666 to waive the county purchasing policy on voice vote. The motion carried, I move.
Support.
Motion and support to waive the policy to get the IT systems in, 48666. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Prosecuting Attorney Services Agreement with the City of Sault Ste. Marie, moved by Commissioner McLean, supported by Commissioner Shackleton, to approve and authorize signature for prosecution services agreement between City of Sault Ste. Marie and Chippewa County as presented, with $7,500 being allocated to the salary of Chief Assistant Prosecutor on voice vote. Motion carried, I would so move.
Support.
Motion and support on our prosecuting agreement with the city. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Register of Deeds, Internet access to real estate records, moved by Commissioner McLean, supported by Commissioner Martin to authorize Internet access agreements with Mackinac Abstract and Title and Cynthia Polega as presented on voice vote. Motion carried, I would move.
Support.
Motion and support on register of deeds. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes.
Equalization designated assessor, moved by Commissioner Shackleton, supported by Commissioner McLean to approve and appoint Sharon Kennedy, the designated assessor for Chippewa County, and to authorize an interlocal agreement for county designated assessor for Chippewa County as presented. voice vote, motion carried, I will move.
Support.
Motion and support. Any discussion on healthcare? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes.
Administration 44 North Healthcare Renewal, moved by Commissioner Shackleton, supported by Commissioner Martin, to approve and authorize FY 2021 healthcare renewal of 44 North with an overall 0.67% savings from FY 20 and to adopt the line of business as presented on voice vote. Motion carried, I will move.
I'll support.
Motion and support on 44 North Healthcare Renewal with that savings of almost
So
2%.
it is a savings, not an increase.
Correct.
Correct.
It's actually going down a little bit. Okay.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Amen. Any more discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Administration, DTRF, and OPEB healthcare annual contribution, moved by Commissioner McLean, supported by Commissioner Martin, to acknowledge the contribution from the DTRF following policy 314 of $660,654 to the MERS healthcare retiree vehicle on voice vote. The motion carried, I would move.
Support.
Motion and support on OPEB. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Administration, CMDA General Representation, moved by Commissioner McLean, supported by Commissioner Shackleton, to approve and authorize the CMDA General Representation Agreement to provide legal services for the civil suit filed in the prosecutor's office on a voice vote. Motion carried, I would move.
Support.
Motion and support for administration of the CMDA. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Administration, EDC Letter of Support, moved by Commissioner Martin, supported by Commissioner Shackleton, to approve and authorize signature of supporting the C3 site selection at Chippewa County International Airport on a voice vote. And motion carried, I would move.
Support.
Motion and supported on the EDC letter of support. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Administration, MERS temporary modification to benefit provisions, moved by Commissioner Shackleton, supported by Commissioner Martin, to authorize and approve the temporary modification to benefits provision with MERS as presented to exclude COVID-19 related pays. On the voice vote, the motion carried, I would move.
Support.
Motion and support on temporary modification. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Administration North Care Network, it was moved by Commissioner Martin, supported by Commissioner McLean, to approve the substance use disorder intergovernmental agreement as presented on a voice vote. The motion carried, I would move.
Support.
Motion and support. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Administration Travel Mediation, moved by Commissioner McLean, supported by Commissioner Shackleton, to approve Administrator German's travel request to Traverse City for mediation hearing as presented on voice vote. Motion carried, I move.
Support.
Motion and support for administrative travel. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Administration snow plowing bed summaries for 5 locations, moved by Commissioner Shackleton, supported by Commissioner Martin, to approve the snow plowing and removal of low beds as referenced above on the voice vote. Motion carried, I will move.
Support.
Motion and support on the snow blowing bids. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Administration clock arm restoration, it was moved by Commissioner McLean, supported by Commissioner Shackleton, to table any additional work on the clock arms until additional research and resources can be sought on voice vote. The motion carried, I would move.
Support.
Commissioners,
Yes, sir.
may I have approval to at least order the wood over the winter so that he can jigsaw it all out and everything, since we plan on doing it next summer?
Yeah, I understand it's a special type of wood and it
Yes.
may be hard to obtain, so.
I think the dollar amount is low enough that they're not
I can-
prohibitive in the first place, but
I can do it, I just want to make sure.
I think that we can do that as an understanding. Can I just ask out of curiosity though, do you know what kind of wood it is?
I think it's balsa.
Is it just balsa?
It starts with a C,
Oh,
and I'd have to check with the guys, but it's as light as cedar, and it's.
But just text it to me sometime. I was just curious, because you know I do a lot of woodwork.
I think it's cypress.
Oh, cypress?
There you go.
Yeah.
I think I recall them saying cypress.
Yeah, so that's a swamp wood, so it's probably resistant to weathering and water. Okay, thanks. So anyway, I think that's understood, but we still need to vote on it. We didn't need them.
No, it was tabled.
Okay, good. Well, we don't have to do anything.
Finance claims and accounts and millage report moved by Commissioner Shackleton, supported by Commissioner Martin to recommend approval of the September county bills and payroll, general claims and other fund claims, payroll and health department claims and payroll, and to approve the 2020 millage report as presented on a voice vote. The motion carried. I move we pay the bills.
Support.
Motion and support to pay the bills. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes.
Committee comments, there was comments from several commissioners, chairman comments from myself, and include, it was moved by Commissioner McLean, supported by Commissioner Martin to adjourn. I would move to accept the report as presented.
Support.
Motion and support to accept the minutes as presented. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. All right, next Commissioner report on meetings is board representative and general comments. Gentlemen? Yes, sir, Commissioner McLean.
I want to express my, I guess, disappointment that I couldn't get a second on the resolution regarding contacting Senator Peters. I don't know what the objection was to that, but I am really disappointed. I'll be communicating with the people on Sugar Island that the commission, we couldn't get a second after I made the motion. Just really, really disappointed in that.
Yes, sir.
Just really quick, the Jesse only charged the county $200 for him and his guy to come out and give their expertise. And there was two guys and they were both here for 2 hours. And I thought that was very generous of him. And he wanted us just to make a check payable to FAN, where he was going to donate the money, and I said we couldn't do that. So he's going to take the money and donate it to FAN.
Very nice.
Very good. I will tell you where I'm at on the resolution to Senator Peters. And I said this last year, and I'll say it again. I really don't feel like Chippewa County needs to or should tell the federal government or the Coast Guard how to do their job. And that's how I see this, Commissioner McLean, and I realize that you, and rightfully so, believe otherwise. But I think we have a very good relationship right now with the Coast Guard. We had a very good winter with ice breaking, and I don't want to start the winter season throwing sand into the face of the Coast Guard and telling the Coast Guard what to do. And again, I'm just speaking for myself, that I look at this as an unnecessary wave in the pond. And I believe that the Coast Guard has our best interests and know the law and the statutes better than we do. And again, I'm not speaking for either of these two gentlemen, but that's where I'm coming from, Commissioner McLean.
Well, I look at it as a process of representing our constituents. 650 people live on those two islands, and we weren't ordering the Coast Guard to do anything. We were simply asking that Senator Peters include in his law that he's putting together, or his bill, that there needs to be some recognition that people live on these islands. The big ships go by and cause the problems because they're ice-free, naturally ice-free crossings, and they should be some consideration made for them.
And I truly believe that professionally, the Coast Guard is doing that. That they are very aware of that, and we, of course, have made them very aware of it over the last few years, and it caused quite a rift. And I'm of a sense that things are going very good right now. And I understand you're trying to be proactive here, but I think we were proactive, and in doing so, A, took care of the problem, and B, now have a very good working relationship with the Coast Guard. And this is, I believe, an unnecessary distraction. And again, this is my opinion. I don't even know where I didn't even talk to you two about it, so.
Yeah.
I think I brought it up at the question at finance. This appears to be extremely political just before the election with Senator Peters. And I'm not in favor of taking action. You know, I mean, I feel we've been neglected for a couple of years, and now a month before election, we're sending a resolution to them.
Mr. Chair, and again, we hadn't spoke about this, and, but I'm very much, very close to your line of thought that the county got very involved in the ice breaking and in representing the people who had problems with ice breaking. We approached the Coast Guard. They were very willing to communicate and work with us. They responded by what I've heard is nothing but accolades for how they're approaching the ice breaking now. As far as I know, I haven't heard any differently. Everybody's pretty happy with how they're doing it now. Maybe it's not perfect, but it's pretty darn good. So I think at that point, you learn to accept a win, and you step back and you say, thank you very much. You don't keep involving yourself in the process. And that's where I'm coming from on this.
And to address to Senator Peters, I think his record of protecting Great Lakes is second to none. But our Michigan senators always protected the Great Lakes, and always will, because you won't get elected in this state if you don't protect the Great Lakes as far as the senator goes. It is our lifeblood. It is our economy, and it is also from both tourism and from trade. We are a vital link. The Coast Guard knows that, and they're going to keep that channel as clear as humanly possible, and they will do everything. And I don't think we need to tell them their business. But again, my interpretation.
I'm going to make a motion to adjourn.
I would certainly entertain that motion if I could get a second.
I support. There you go.
Thank you.
Maybe.